So I have a history of burning myself with my oven, but usually it's on my hand, my fingers, my palm, or my wrist sometimes. But today, I outdid myself. I burned my neck. How could it even be possible? I thought I explained that first in case you thought I got bitten by a vampire or something. So, what are we gonna talk about for August? Well, I guess a lot happened in the past month, but really I just want to talk about two things here. One is how I've been dealing with my stress, of course. And another thing is, yeah, I've gained some weight. And I know for a lot of people, gaining weight is not a big deal. You gain some weight, you will lose it eventually. It's just normal. But for someone who has always been self-conscious about her weight, who has always been on the watch out of her weight, and who has always been on one kind of diet or another in her entire life, it was quite a stressful event for me. So I want to talk about how it happened, how it affected my life, and how at first I was freaking out, but eventually how my whole view on this weight gaining or even self-criticism has changed, has transformed. This video will be a lot just me talking, so if you don't like to see that, then maybe it's not for you. But if you're someone who shares a similar cultural background as me, who has always been struggling with her weight, or who's never happy about how you look and you're feeling stressed about it, then this video might help you a little bit. So, how it happened. And as what Freud would do, let me start with my childhood. So, growing up, I was never a slim or a skinny kid. I was not fat or overweight, but I was definitely not slim. And the words people mostly use to describe me would be chubby, strong, or maybe even chunky, depends on who you ask. And on top of that, a lot of comments were on my thighs because I do have proportionally stronger thighs as compared to the rest of my body. And those comments were not even mean or meant to be criticized. They came from my friends, my parents, my family, people who love me, people who don't mean bad. But I just hear those comments so much growing up. Even my own mom said once, staring at my thighs make her dizzy because they feel like, endless. And I remember once in high school, they did this health check to all students, which includes your height and your weight. And then when the results came back, my high school teacher pulled me aside and she told me, Bing, you're not overweight, but you're on that side of the spectrum, so you need to watch out. You might be curious of how I looked back in the days. Well, I don't have a lot of pictures because I was already ashamed of my body at that time, but I would try to find something. I think I was 6 or 7 here, and yeah, my thighs are visible, and my face is just gold. And the one from bottom right was from high school. I was wearing bracelet, and don't laugh at my hairpin. To be honest, now I look at those pictures, I don't think I was overweight or anywhere near that at all. But that's just not how I was told growing up. So I always feel like I am this chubby girl with round face and strong thighs and needs to lose weight. And this has a lot to do with what people would consider as slim in China, and also the obsession of being slim in China. If you Google the pictures for actors or celebrities in China, this is what you would find. You're supposed to have very skinny legs, so skinny that they look like chopsticks. If that is considered to be slim, to be beautiful and attractive, then I definitely don't fit the criteria. And then moving forward to when I came here to the Netherlands. Of course, here nobody would call me chubby because the standards are just different. But still, I was always constraining myself on food and always on a watch out for weight. I would weigh myself first thing in the morning, otherwise, I just don't know how to start my day. And if I gained even a little bit, I would be so frustrated, annoyed, and stressed that day. And over the years in the Netherlands, I managed to maintain my weight. I didn't gain anything, but I also didn't lose anything, even though I would really love to lose some weight. But still, I am not happy with my body, with the way I look, not for one single day. There's not one day in my life where I look into the mirror and I say to myself, Bing, you look fine, you look nice, you have a nice body. There was not one day like that. And now I think about it, it's actually very sad. For all those years, for thousands of days, I could have been happy and proud with myself, but I wasn't. Okay, I changed my scenery a bit. I'm now at my sofa. So when it comes to lose weight, I think I'm just not genetically gifted. All the women in my family struggles with weight management. Even my grandma, who is 85 years old now, is on strict diet. She eats 2 meals a day and constrain on her carb. That's just how it is for the women in my family. The same goes for my mom, my aunt, and myself. I guess it's just family curse. And for me, if I eat to satiety, which is normal, right? But I would actually gain weight. So I have to stay just a little bit below when I feel full or when I feel satiety to maintain my weight. And if I ever want to lose any weight, I would need to go into a big calorie deficit. Also, I do exercise. I swim a lot, at least in the past, and some kind of intermittent fasting because I don't usually eat dinner. All those efforts just to maintain my weight. It's sometimes it doesn't feel fair, but I guess that's just how it is. That's how my body works. And now, finally, how I gained the weight. Well, it has officially been 6 months since the quarantine. And in the first 2 to 3 months, I was doing pretty okay. I was doing all those home workouts and I was eating healthy. So I maintained my weight pretty good. But then starting in June, I was very stressed. I still have anxiety, panic attacks, and stress. And it got so bad, I think for a while it became borderline depression. When you go through some mental stress, it has consequences to your physical body as well, of course. It messes up your hormone, your metabolism, and basically everything about your body. So during the time when I was mostly stressed and depressed, my body also went through some kind of malfunctioning as well. So first, I was under sleep deprivation. Yes, I was under sleep deprivation. And lack of sleep impacts your cognitive behavior as well. So whenever I wake up at 4 or 5 in the morning, I just felt like I was in a dream or I was dream walking, and I started eating food because that's the only way to make me feel I live in the real world. So I was eating more and I was doing stress eating. I was also eating unhealthy. I had cravings for sugar, just sugar, pure sugar. God, sugar is the new drug. Also, stress hormone makes it more difficult to lose weight as well because it slows down your metabolism. It also hinders your capability to break down fat, I guess. So, in the month of August, I gained 5 kilo. Yes. 5 kilo is a lot for anyone and more so for me because I'm short. So those 5 kilo definitely translates very visibly to my body. As you can imagine, for someone who's self-conscious with her body her entire life, it was deadly, those 5 kilos. I just don't recognize myself anymore. All my clothes don't fit. They're so tight, they make me uncomfortable. And I just feel my body is so strange for me. Like, who's that person in the mirror? That's not me. I've never been this heavy in my life. And it freaked me out. And I started self-hate. Yes, of course. I just felt myself so ugly, so fat, and so like, who is this person? At a certain point, I didn't want to go out and see my friend because I just feel like they will notice how fat I am, like how chubby my face is. And I know they all sound crazy and paranoid, but that's really how I felt in the last month. At a certain point, those 5 kilos made me feel like it's the end of the world. So I was already depressed, and now on top of that depression, I was also stressed about gaining weight. So yeah, it was not easy for me, a lot to process. I guess the worst part for me was the self-hate and self-doubt I created for myself, because I felt like I was losing control over my own body, and if I can't even control my weight, what else I can control in this life? And I'm just doomed, fucked, you know? Luckily, that's not how the story goes. Otherwise, you wouldn't even see me here today. So something happened in September, and it kind of saved me from this very negative mindset. And it also started to make me relook at this whole gaining weight thing, and also the underlying reason of why I was so obsessed with my body and why I was never happy with the way I look. And that beautiful thing is going to the gym and start weight training. But I have to say, I did not lose any weight yet, but that's not the point of this story. I started strength training at the beginning of September. I'm still very new at it, but I already love it. Because with the strength training, I really feel like I'm getting the control and the power in my body back again. With every push and every lifting, I just feel like I'm challenging myself a little bit more, and I see progress every day. And that for me means hope. Like, there is still hope for me. So now I'm doing strength training 3 times per week. And it's not really about weight loss, it's more about regaining control over your body and pushing yourself and challenging yourself. And that feels amazing. And I started to think why I never thought about weight training before. And that's when the story goes back to my cultural background. So you saw those pictures of the actress, and that's what people in China thinks are beautiful or are attractive body type for women. So you're supposed to be slim and skinny, and with legs like chopsticks. You're not supposed to have muscle, otherwise you're chunky and strong, and we don't want that. No. As you can see here, they photoshopped the muscles away and made her white. And when people talk about losing weight, it's always starvation diet. You wouldn't think of doing sports or going to the gym, you would stop eating. That's how you lose weight. Deep down, I always feel like I am this chubby and even chunky person with my strong thighs that everyone keeps reminding me. So I just didn't want to do any strength training to make myself even stronger. I guess that's why. If you know me in real life, I'm sure you've noticed I almost never wear pants or jeans. I always wear skirts or dresses because I always feel like my thighs are just huge, and I just try to hide them. Another thing that this cultural background has brought me is my perception on natural body curves. So growing up, when I was a little girl, I was just told that as a nice girl from a decent family, you're not supposed to have an ass that looks like this. You know, it's not decent. As a result, I always wanted to hide my boobs and my butt. Like, I just don't want them to stand out in any possible way, and I don't want people to even notice I have them, which is which is stupid because everybody knows we have them, right?
She's an actress, and these pictures were taken at the airport. And oh man, she was cyberbullied all over the place. So many people were calling her a slut, and some were saying she looks fat because of her tummy. And this happened in 2019.
Anyway, they really shame girls, slut shame girls of having boobs and butt and presenting them, even though they're just part of your natural body. And at the same time, they ask you to have skinny legs. So years and years of trying to hide my butt, I now have no butt. Like if you look at me from the side, I am as flat as a TV screen. And now I have to work extra hard in the gym with those squats and lunges and Romanian deadlifts just to grow some booty back. To grow the booty they once shamed out of me back. And that's not fair at all. Of course, things are different in China now. People do go to the gym and starting to appreciate different forms of beauty. But we're not entirely there yet, and it's still gonna take some time. My takeaway in this whole thing is, and I know it sounds like a cliche, but really you are beautiful the way you are as long as you allow yourself to feel the same. Still, I know it's easier said than done because we've been fed with those mindsets for over 20 years and it's not gonna change overnight. And even for me, after this whole transformation, deep down, I still consider myself as that chubby girl with strong thighs who needs to lose weight. But if I keep reminding myself and repeating to myself, I think eventually I will be comfortable with the way I look. And who knows, maybe by the age of 40, I will finally believe it. I almost forgot. I want to show you the actual footage of my current physique after gaining that 5 kilo. There she is. I don't think I look bad at all, do I? I mean, of course, I recognize all those chubbiness all over my body, around my waist and my thighs, of course, my thighs and my upper body, shoulder, arms. Basically, I'm just one size bigger everywhere, but still, you would still call this a fit and healthy person, right? There's nothing wrong with this body. Even after gaining 5 kilo. Of course, those legs and thighs are nowhere slim or skinny, and I don't think they will ever be, but they are fine. I mean, they're fine, okay? They're just normal thighs. There's nothing wrong with them. Okay? So yeah, this is how my current physique looks like. And I'm trying very hard to accept this new body of me. But let's see. So this is the body that made me feel like it's the end of the fucking world, that I'm so ugly and fat and don't deserve to be loved. Oh my god, girls. I don't think I look bad at all. And I'm gonna keep doing my strength training and my kickboxing because I love them. They might not slim me down or give me skinny legs, but I feel my best self when I'm doing them, and that's all that matters. And I don't care what my high school teacher might say about it. Yes. That's right. Do what you like and fuck the rest. I hated my round face when I was in high school. Like I tried all those face slimming products because I just felt like I have such a chubby cheek. I also thought of getting a nose job. Oh gosh, because I just have no nose.
What else? Yeah, people made fun of my eyebrows when I was in primary school, I think. Because I just always have really thick and dark eyebrows. And there's cartoon animation, a Japanese animation. I'm gonna put a picture here. And they used to make fun of me of looking like that character with the eyebrow. What else? What else? And you know, boys make fun of girls with boobs, which doesn't really make sense to me because, like, don't you guys love them? Oh, and also my dark circle. So I always have really bad dark circles. Sometimes little boys make fun of my dark circles. They say I look like a vampire. So growing up in China as a girl is not easy. You need to survive a lot of vicious comments. But surprisingly, this country is extremely tolerant with male body shape. Like, no one asks them to have 6 packs or 4 packs even. They just have 1 pack, which is their belly. So be proud of yourselves, girls, and I will see you next time.